What's up, guys? I'm Ozzy, and you are watching Bottled in Bond. Alright, so welcome back to Bottled in Bond, and today we are back to Monday Madness, and we are going over one of your favorite whiskeys, that being Jack Daniel's whiskey. Now, before I get into all of that, let's talk a little bit about Jack Daniel's, right? The distillery itself was founded in 1875, even though it was established in 1866. In 1904, it won the gold medal at the World's Fair. The distillery, of course, is located in Tennessee, specifically in Lynchburg, Tennessee. And in 1956, Brown-Forman took over the company itself. Obviously, just given by the name, Jack Daniel's, the first master distiller was indeed Jack Daniel. And now coming back to modern day, Jeff Arnett is actually the master distiller, making him the 7th master distiller. Jimmy Bedford was the previous master distiller before Jeff Arnett, and he retired in 2008 after being the subject of a $3.5 million sexual harassment lawsuit, which got settled, in court. He actually died in August 2009 of a heart attack. Now, Jack Daniel's is widely known. Everybody knows the brand. You know the brand. I know the brand. We love to drink Jack Daniel's, right? Whether it be neat on the rocks with Coke, you see it everywhere. The advertisement's a well-known brand. I've never been to the distillery itself. I've seen pictures and videos. Seems like a great place to go to. Maybe one day I'll visit it. I'll take you guys on a live tour, and we'll experience it together. Maybe buy a few knickknacks here and there, and purchase one of their finer bottles. Today, though, on Monday Madness, I do have one of their good bottles, and this is Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. Now, when they talk about single barrel, right? Single barrel means it wasn't blended with anything else. It came from the one single barrel. It wasn't swished around, with any other cask or any other barrels to give it a different coloring or flavor. So it's one single barrel where this was aged in. And then the barrel proof itself is almost speaking about the cask strength. In other words, it was not diluted. There was no water dilution there. So the proof that it came in as was the proof that it went out as, for the most part. This specific barrel, Jack Daniel's single barrel proof, is coming in at a 67.10% alcohol by volume, and it is at a 134.2 proof. This is strong. The reviews that I've seen on this are pretty damn strong. I want to say distillers gave this a 92, and the other websites that spoke about a very, very strong taste. The finish was a lot stronger than the palate taste itself. It was, for the most part, some of the reviewers say that they weren't expecting that much of a strength. Obviously, the proof is pretty high up there, 134. So this may be something you might want to, give a splash of water and just, open it up. Still drinking it neat, or maybe add an ice cube or two. So let's go ahead and open this up. Now, the mash bill for this bottle is sitting at 80% corn, 12% rye, and 8% malted barley. This is a very beautiful bottle. Never really tried this before. It does have a perforated area where you can easily open up the bottle. Similar to previous ones before, this does also have a wooden top with the cork to preserve the proof, the flavor, the aromas. So once again, 67.10% alcohol by volume and 134.2% proof. Uniquely crafted at the Jack Daniel's distillery. Oh, I could tell that it's strong. This is definitely strong. Look at the color. Hopefully you can see what I'm looking at. But this is very, very dark. The ones I've been sipping on the past couple days have not been this dark. It's very caramel-like. This is very dark. I haven't even put my nose. When I put the bottle down, I was smelling it from up here, just keeping the glass down here, the sniffer down here, and I could already smell it. That's how strong that 134 proof is. But oh yeah, it's almost like a salted caramel. You could taste the spiciness. Very, very faint on the peppers, but the spice is still there. Almost like brown sugar. A little chocolatey, very faint. The smell is great though. The aroma is amazing. It has a lot of different distinct flavors that you pick up on the aroma, but a lot more on the vanilla, chocolate spice, brown sugar. Very strong, but very flavorful to the very pleasant to the nose itself. I definitely give this a 9.5 out of 10 when it comes to the aroma. I'm not kidding. This smells delicious. Oh yeah. This has a kick. This has a really strong kick. I could see what they were talking about when they said you might want to open up the flavors with some water. It's strong. It's up there. This specific bottle in this location was priced at $70 at a regular ABC. It might be a lot lower. Some other places maybe 65, maybe higher. So what some distilleries like to do is when they shoot out their products, they'll lower it in some states and make it higher in some states. So to where they're buying here and they're buying here, although they might be losing money here, they make up for it in other states. I don't know too much info on what that entails, but I do know that that is one of the strategies for them to make business and make sales. And eventually, the prices will go up. They'll fluctuate from state to state. This has a really strong taste, but it's very good. You get that vanilla, and it's almost towards the finish. So before I talk about the finish, the flavor itself is good, but it is strong. So I'll open it up real quick, just so that I'm not wasting time or giving you a false score when it comes to the flavor itself. It mellows it out a little bit when you open up the flavors. The aromas kind of go away, so that's a bad side to adding water. And the flavors become a little bit more smooth and easier to drink. And yeah, it's not strong, but I'm gonna be honest, you might just want to drink this neat without adding water. You retain more of the flavors. Now, the flavor itself that you get when you first sip it, and you get all the taste in your palate, it's very delicious, although it is strong. I can easily go for an 8.5 out of 10. It's great tasting. Okay, now on the finish though, on the finish is very strong. When you add the water and you drink it without putting any ice in it, it does make it a little bit more smoother, but it's not as strong as well on the finish. But since I'm recommending this to be drank without water or ice, it is pretty strong, and the finish is even worse. The pepper and spice in the back of your throat really have a really strong kick, almost as strong as I've had thus far. So I will definitely give this an 8 out of 10 for the finish, just because of the kick. I don't know, some people might like that stuff. I personally don't. I'm not saying it's bad though. It's still a great drink. I'm gonna hold this one for a while. I almost somewhat agree with distillers.com with the 92. I'll go ahead and give it a little oomph and put it at 93. This is by far one of the best higher proofs that I've had, and for being such high in proof and ABV, it's not a bad thing. It's actually pretty good, and I'm surprised to be tasting and drinking something that's such a high proof and such a high ABV and still have that aroma of the sweetness to it. Besides the spice and the pepper that you smell, that brown maple sugar smell, and the vanilla and a lot of nuttiness. Little oak, you could tell the charness of it, and it's really sweet to your nose. The flavors in your mouth, they go everywhere, right? And the finish is almost smooth, but it kicks in with it has a good kick that you almost wanna try. You have to try this. All right, so I'd give it a 93 out of 100. My opinion, maybe you have a different opinion. It is worth a little bit more than you're used to, but it's definitely worth it. Definitely don't mix it. If you want to add an ice cube, by all means, it'll open up the flavors just a little bit, but also dilute it just a little bit. Remember that every time you add that water, you're diluting it, which means you're lowering the proof. All right, so if you want to experience a real true Jack Daniel's single barrel proof, drink it neat, and don't add anything to it, so you can experience that nice kick that I did. Go ahead and leave me your comments below. Let me know what you thought.
If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, tell your friends about this channel, share it. I really appreciate you guys coming through. I know it seems like a small amount, but I've recently crossed 30 subscribers and I'm very thankful for you guys for doing that for me. The support is amazing and I truly appreciate it. Stay tuned this Friday as we're going to be reviewing one of the local distilleries here in Jacksonville, North Carolina. It should be a pretty good review, and we're going to have some fun on Mix It Up Fridays. I'm Ozzy. This is Bottled and Mon. Cheers.